Is dealing with tragedy up in Fulton County. 3 young siblings hit and killed as they were walking across the street to get on their school bus.
As their family begins to deal with their grief, the crash investigation is only ramping up. 9-year-old Olivia Stahl and her 6-year-old twin brothers Mason and Xavier Engel were killed yesterday early morning as they walked to the bus. A driver failing to stop even though the bus's crossing arm was up. The NTSB will be in Fulton County today with their GO team, a specialized group of investigators who look at complex crashes with safety issues. In the meantime, the uncle of those 3 kids has a message for all drivers.
There's nothing more important than the road in front of you when you're driving. Pay attention. It's not your kids that you're going to kill when you look down.
A 4th child not related to the siblings was also hit and is in the hospital with multiple broken bones. A memorial vigil for the kids is planned for tomorrow night. That is set to happen at Mentone Youth League at 7 p.m.
As for the suspect in that crash, she is at home this morning after posting bail from jail. 24-year-old Alyssa Shepard is facing multiple charges of reckless homicide and passing a school bus. Police say she was heading southbound when she hit those kids who were crossing the street to their bus that was in the northbound lanes. Indiana State Police troopers have interviewed Shepard, but they have declined to say what she had to say about the crash. A blood test was taken to determine if drugs or alcohol played a role.
And Lauren, that tragedy bringing into focus the importance of safety around school buses and school bus stops. Our Call 6 team digging into the numbers and found each day in Indiana thousands of drivers ignore the flashing lights and stop arms on school buses. The numbers are simply shocking. Our Paris Lubell is live this morning breaking down those numbers. Paris, these numbers are hard to believe.
Meredith, that's right. I actually didn't believe them at first when I saw them, but we went through that state data and found back in 2013, 36% of school buses reported stop arm violations. That number now on the rise. It's up to 40% in 2018.
Each day, over 1 million Indiana students head to school, many relying on the school bus to get them there. But also each day, thousands of drivers are disregarding those stop signs and flashing red lights on the school bus, leaving children in the crosshairs.
They might not see that the school bus has stopped. They might not be paying attention. They might be looking at something else.
The numbers are shocking. Each school year, school districts across the state pick one day in April and report how many other drivers on the road blow through those flashing lights and stop signs. According to the state report, year after year, the numbers are on the rise. This April, the state broke another record of violations. Out of the 7,600 buses that participated on that day, more than 40% had at least one stop arm violation. We went to IUPUI's Transportation Active Safety Institute with those numbers. They say it's in line with the rising number of fatal pedestrians hit and killed each year.
Especially in greater Indianapolis area, for the last 5 years, pedestrian and bicyclist crashes have steadily increased.
With the school bus stop arm violations, a majority, 80%, were with other cars approaching from the front of the bus on the driver's side, like the tragedy in Fulton County. But the state says even more disturbing was the 59 violations that occurred on the right side of the bus, where children were loading and unloading.
Now, we've talked to multiple police departments. They say in wake of yesterday's tragedy, they will be stepping up patrols. Now, to remind you on the rules about bus stops, in a 2-lane road, vehicles traveling in both directions have to stop. When it's multi-lane and paved across, vehicles again in both directions have to stop. The only exception is when there's a divided highway. That's grass or some sort of barrier in between the 2 lanes. Vehicles behind the bus have to stop, and then vehicles traveling in the opposite direction have to proceed with caution. These are important safety reminders, and again, police are going to be taking this into this crash into factor and will be stepping up patrols across the state. Reporting live this morning, Paris Lubell, RTV6.
Paris, something very important that all parents and drivers need to remember this morning. Thank you so much.